All right, I'm not sure. I might miss a few things. I can almost guarantee you that I'll miss a few things. I'll try to update it if I remember, or maybe just put it in the comment section. But I want to go over whether we go on the streets or the sidewalk. I personally do the street. Here's why. The street for me is like way less of a problem than the sidewalk for reasons of in the street all I deal with is all I deal with is cars. And that may be a big deal to a lot of people, but not to me. Because well, debris too. Also debris because they don't clean the roads here in Michigan like that. Um, but other than that, the cars not being familiar. I'm in America, like I said, Michigan. They're not familiar with bikes being on the road. They're not. They get very aggravated. They're not very patient. We're not very patient here in America at all. I'm not sure where, well, about anywhere else, but here in America, we are not patient. We get the fuck out of the way. I'm trying to drive. Move. So that to me is the only two problems with biking in the streets. And even then, I'm really not that pressed about people blowing their horn at me. I don't care. It's they're gonna go by. It's gonna be very quick. Again, you got more people behind them, but again, it doesn't bother me too much. But on the sidewalk, my God, man, listen. On the sidewalk, you got to deal with still got to deal with cars, but you got to deal with them pulling out of the parking lot at alarming rates for whatever the fuck reason. I don't know why. You got to pull them coming up side streets and blocking the sidewalk when you're trying to go 25 plus miles an hour. You have to you have to watch for pedestrians. You have to watch for other bikes, and the sidewalk's not big enough for two bikes crossing each other. So somebody has to get in the grass. You got to deal with. I'll give you a few examples. One time I'm on sidewalk because this is the afternoon where traffic is pretty heavy, and I'm doing my typical speed, but I'm passing businesses. So I'm just like, oh God, please don't open the door. Please don't. And then, yes, some dude opens the door and I almost hit him, and it would have been my fault because I'm doing 25 on the sidewalk. And it's like, all right, so now at this point, I'm almost 100% in the street because if you're doing, 10 miles an hour, what's the point of an electric bike? So that, type of situation, I really just, do not like. Um, and again, a lady was pulling out of AutoZone, shit, about 30 miles an hour. It's like, why the fuck are you pulling out of AutoZone? I had to skirt on my brakes then and almost, hit this lady in her car. So that's very aggravating for me. Um, what else on the sidewalk? It's way more bumpy. The curbs that you got to jump up and down, the unlevel sidewalk, the again, I was behind a lady who was like one of those like electric scooters that I felt kind of odd. I got in the street to go around her because it felt kind of odd to like just whip around her on the grass even. So you got that. You got just so many different things that you have to deal with when you're on the sidewalk that to me personally are more of a burden than if I just got my ass in the street and took up a lane. Now, one of the things that I remember now about riding in the street and cars being unfamiliar with is if they got to make a right hand turn and then you have that lane, that right turn lane, that extent that comes out of just at the corner. It's not there the whole time, it just comes out of the corner. And because you're in the street, you don't go into that lane unless you're turning right. You get on that line. And because a lot of cars are, they don't really, again, they get impatient. It's like, get out of the way, stuff like that. Again, I don't worry about it. I just go on. I just move. So I think that's it. I think that's trying to remember if I have any other gripes about driving on the right on the side. Construction. Oh my God. For there to be a recession, we have a lot of construction. I know construction workers got to be getting paid out the ass. No recession for them. But the sidewalks is more uncomfortable in the construction situation because They all like one section they have dug up, and then I gotta get off the bike, walk it over. Again, I'm almost 100% in the street. The only time I get on the sidewalk, it was there's a long stretch of sidewalk and there's no businesses, stuff like that. Other than that, I'm in the street. So let me know, what do you do? Do you get in the street or do you prefer the sidewalk? And what kind of bike also? Is it electric? Is it standard? All right. I'm out of here. Peace.